of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or certain condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does your administration ensure that such enforcement action are done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. Is that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
Why will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink, you could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you Weah vex that you will stop the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, you are falling in the place of Moses.
The Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court, they got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Coma today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came, he also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to pride in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
You see that? They are shooting. You see that? You see that? You see what they're trying to do? You see what they do? You see what they're doing? You see it? You see that?
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or certain condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
To God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, the God who keeps watch over each and everybody. Good God, faithful God, never reneging on his promises, but fulfills every word that he uttered in the fullness of time to his people. We acknowledge his presence hovering us. We thank him for everything he aids in his almightiness. And we thank you for coming on to all of you great people of Kings 88.5, great supporters. Yes, you are so great, so massive, so extraordinary, man. Yeah, so much praise for you because you are deserving of it. Let's have a wonderful time together on the info lane. It is Decoration Day in Liberia. People have ceased from the normal to the sad atmosphere, memorializing the dead by and through reflections of all kinds, going back on some tales or stories prior to the cessation of life, and a lot more. Some use the day to just tell God thank you for what he did, because death is beyond everyone's control. That's why it is referred to as the inevitable. Decoration Day. The former president of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Manning Weah, whose wife is celebrating her birthday today. If it wasn't yesterday, Clama Weah was out to memorialize some of the loved ones that passed, his mother and other blood relations. He was out today touring, and as it is his custom, he attracted thousands of people onto him. You know, he is a crowd magnet. He is a crowd magnet. Once it is understood by a person that he is around, and that person passes the information on to the next person, and that next person passes it on to another person, in a twinkling of an eye, the place is jam-packed, flooded. So it was with the former president, George Weah, as he left from one grave site to another, memorializing, as well as other people. So welcome all of you. Amara, Brussels, Belgium, Philip Kura, Dubai, UAE, Paris, Lobot, New Jersey, USA, Emmanuel Bro, Minnesota, USA, Claudia Allison, Delaware, USA, Albert Port, Vinicius Bar, Newcretown, Claudia de Paul, Saturday Woodaware, Atlanta, Georgia, USA, Jack Foley Tombika, Broville, Bible College Junction, Tobatsi, Masare Abdullahi, JJY Community, Prince Coleman, Ruth Bodwabine, Phoenix, Arizona, USA, yes, Prince Patrick Kennedy, Australia, Amara Jala, Osman Saul, Joan Momolu, Jukonti Chie, Orita Jikla, Molba Besa, Philadelphia, USA, Mozak Dennett, Minnesota, USA, Rita Christine Hitz, Massachusetts, USA, Lawrence Winning, Slipway Community. Good to have you on, Lawrence Winning, Slipway Community. My dear sister Orita Sunday Choir, hope that you are faring well. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you on. The chairman, the one and only chairman, the reference point chairman, the humble chairman, the chairman that cuts across all race, creed, color, political affiliation, Roma Rico, Kenneth Ball, or Latupan for short. Welcome, Mr. Chairman. Blamankane O'Rourke, Otello Ramsey Gate, Stanley Yaka, Josephus Manning, all of you good people, welcome. Yes. Good day, man. Good day in Monrovia, Liberia. They say holiday, decoration day. So let's start with what we've got out of Liberia. The United States is nearing an agreement with Mali to resume intelligence flights using aircraft and drones, aiming to restore security cooperation after years of strained ties. The surveillance will reportedly target jihadist groups like Al-Qaeda operating across the Sahel. As part of diplomatic effort, Washington recently lifted sanctions on several Malian officials, including the defense minister, previously imposed over alleged ties to Russian mercenaries. United States officials also hope the renewed surveillance will help locate an American pilot kidnapped in Niger and believed to be held in Mali by the jihadist group Jama'at Nasrat Islam. Mali, a major gold-producing country, has become a key battleground in the region's expanding extremist insurgency. Soldiers have been deployed on the streets of Johannesburg, South Africa, after President Cyril Ramaphosa announced plans to use the army to support police in tackling gang violence and illegal mining. The troops have been seen in the suburb of Rivalier, marking the first major deployment since Ramaphosa warned that organized crime poses a serious threat to South Africa's democracy and economy. South Africa records about 60 murders a day, including gang-related violence in Cape Town and shootings linked to illegal mining in Johannesburg, Gauteng province. The Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo says it has shot down 2 drones belonging to Rwanda Defense Force and its allies after they allegedly entered Congolese airspace in the east of the country. According to FACT, the drones were drawn in Mackenzie after illegally crossing into Congolese airspace near Menimbawi. The military described the incident as a new provocation and a violation of the Washington Accord. On U.S. social media company X adding, its forces remain ready to defend the country's sovereignty. The development comes as M23 rebels continue advancing in South Kivu province, despite a peace agreement signed between Congo and Rwanda in Washington on December 4th. The rebel group already controls significant territory, including the provincial capitals of Goma and Bukavu, captured in 2025. The Congolese government and the United Nations accused Rwanda of backing the M23 rebels, an allegation Kigali denied. And Africa's 23 billionaires now have a combined net worth of 126.7 billion, a 21% increase from 2025, after adding 20.3 billion in the past year. According to Forbes 2026 ranking, 4 Nigerians made the list: Aliko Dangote, Abdul Salman Rabu, Mark Adonunga, and Femi Otidola. These are all Nigerians. South Africa leads with 7 billionaires, followed by Egypt, 5 billionaires, Nigeria, 4 billionaires, and Morocco, 3 billionaires. The report also notes that 14 of the 23 billionaires are self-made, highlighting the role of entrepreneurship in Africa's wealth creation. Ali Dangote remains Africa's richest man with a 28.5 billion fortune after gaining 4.6 billion in the past year, largely driven by Dangote cement. His Dangote refinery, one of the world's largest oil refineries, is expected to be listed on the stock market later this year. Unfortunately, Liberia did not make the list. Liberia makes lists for wrong reasons. Do we have billionaires in our country? We have Tanzanians, but we haven't reached billionaires. Never. But no, we have billionaires. The legislators, they have moved from Tanzanians to billionaires. Those guys are the richest in Liberia, the legislators. Those are developments unfolding out of Liberia. Let's get to developments unfolding here. Well, you are aware by now the update from the border with Guinea. Not a surprise to me, no, when we heard that couple of hours and started to see images from over there. I can tell you personally, it wasn't a surprise, because I said that yesterday. Though not a military person, but we do have little military experience from movies that we watch in other areas or countries that we see. And we do know that when a military or group of soldiers enter a given place and they have control temporarily and they withdraw, and a certain group of people come and install with authority, it doesn't say that those people who erected or hoisted their flag after the military took theirs down, they are the heroes. It only means they will go back, and that going back is to regroup for reinforcement. Hence, that's what I was saying yesterday. This issue is delicate. The government approach is not helping the situation. Moreover, the guys have resolved. They have resolved. They rehoisted their flag. Their return resulted reportedly into a shootout that left at least one person injured. Their presence yesterday was a serious one. Their leaving was a warning to the Liberian government, but they overlook it. Here is it. Listen. It is good to shower praises on people. We saw Senator Edwin Snow post hailing those Liberians. We saw a couple of senators and representatives and other people from the executive hailing those people as heroes. As much as they entitled to that, but those people weren't hero. They aren't hero. What people needed to have done, instead of healing them, to exercise caution. Guineans are Anglophone speaking country. They don't speak English. They are Francophone, we are Anglophone. So that what you have there is age or language barrier. They don't communicate well as you think we can with other situations. They are believe or they are more action driven. We saw the Guineans here during our war. They talk less, they act with strict seriousness, compromising nothing. It was based on my experience of those people and my little understanding of military stuff. As we see of countries, we take cue, we learn from movies, that we cautioned the people yesterday not to be excited because Liberians put flare off. No. The guys living as a matter of truth. Watch the situation. It was not a competitive hurting and pulling down. Because it was portrayed, most people portray it like the Guinean soldiers put their flag up and then the Liberian civilians went there and put the Guinean flag down and put their flag up. No, it wasn't that way. Look at it. The Guineans, they went, they had a common understanding, and then they designated the person to go and take down the flag. You see the guy, he went there, he took his time, he brought the Guinean flag down. The Liberians, they were laughing and saying some things. They did not say anything. They took the flag down, they got in their boat, they left. There now, the Liberians took Liberia flag and hoisted it. Based on that, most people, they shower praises on those people, hailing them as heroes. As much as they have their right to do, but most people were not looking at the aftermath. And yesterday, I was concerned about the aftermath because we've seen this thing before. If not all of the time, when a given military, a group of soldiers somewhere, based on the situation, you see them retrieve, they leave that area. They are not leaving because the people that flush them out or the civilians flush them out. They are only leaving, one, because they observe the situation. Two, they have a plan in place and they feel that it is not the right time to execute the plan. Three, they should go to recalibrate that plan. That means to work it out good, so that when they get ready, the 4th, they will come back with reinforcement. And that's what you saw today. When the people were leaving, we said, no, those guys, they might likely come back. Military people go not to sit, they go to prepare. Everything about life, my people, is a warfare. You have to be on top of your game. You have to keep your mentor intact. You have to be discerning of the time, the event, and the aftermath. I just knew that those guys were going to come back. They took their time, they put the flag down, they de-hoisted the flag. They got in their keynotes. They left. That's when the few Liberians hoisted the flag of Liberia. And then the people say, oh, Liberia, oh, the body of the EU. Today, the guys came back. Have a listen to this eyewitness account.
So why you expect the people to do? So how many people they not kill? So how many people they not kill? I don't know. I just tell because the guns are always people foreign. What are going to do? Oh my God. So they're shooting in the air or they're shooting at people? Foreign. The Guinea cross, the cross will have an armband. The cross will armband for the Guinea. Yeah, the forest road and Nana. If you get a Solomon, there's a big one in Solomon that will arm people. I just from Solomon. Guinean cross were one of their car. That why you saying? The cross will have a member of their children right now. Wow. And the people right now they're shooting. We don't know what. Yet that we protected them. We make the Guinean soldiers to put their flag down. Okay. Now we make them to cross by the Guinea. Okay. But up to the present time, we can't see police on the borderline. We can't see soldiers on the borderline. Meaning the police never slept to the border. Never. Slept. We slept. We slept there. Well. But there were securities that were saying yesterday, according to what we heard. They wouldn't run to Iron, the Sharon, Yada Vigo, Sida Vigo, they Vigo never from Monrovia. Yada Sida Vigo. And then the father rides for the street. Yada Vigo, yeah. Then I get to the border. Running. The people to do. But why you expect the people to do? Now they are shooting guns. So how many people they not kill? So how many people they not kill? I don't know. I can't tell because the guns are always people foreign. What are going to do? Oh my God. So they're shooting in the air or they're shooting at people? Foreign. The Guinea cross, the cross will have an armband. The cross will armband for the Guinea. Yeah, the forest road and Nana. If you get a Solomon, there's a big one in Solomon that will arm people. I just from Solomon. Guinean cross were one of their car. That why you saying? The cross will have a member of their children right now. Wow. And the people right now they're shooting. We don't know what. Yet that we protected them. We make the Guinean soldiers to put their flag down. Okay. Now we make them to cross by the Guinea. Okay. But up to the present time, we can't see police on the borderline. We can't see soldiers on the borderline. Meaning the police never slept to the border. Never. Slept. We slept. We slept there. Well. But there were securities that were saying yesterday, according to what we heard. They wouldn't run to Iron, the Sharon, Yada Vigo, Sida Vigo, they Vigo never from Monrovia. Yada Sida Vigo. And then the father rides for the street. Yada Vigo, yeah. Then Yada get to the border. Go running. People foreign. The Guineans are firing their guns, the soldiers are firing their guns. What will do? They will defend Liberia.
I can be descriptive and exhaustive of the current atmosphere or situation there, but what is certain, people have started leaving the nearby area, the surrounding area, for safety. They are moving where they can feel secure. And it is 3:37. We are headed into the evening hours. Nobody knows what the people already plan. Our government, they know what they are. They issued a statement yesterday. I listened to Teacher Light talking about it, their statement that they released, and they claim to have the situation under control, that it is resolved. But how did they intervene? The situation is fluid. We don't know the main reason, the cause of why the Guinean soldiers are within that identical place and want to take siege of it. The government of Liberia have not said. People are just speculating. Something is happening somewhere that either party is not saying. Either the government of Liberia knows what is happening, but it's not intervening as the way it ought to intervene, or the Guinean government knows exactly why the soldiers are there, and they don't want to say. So we are left in suspicion. And once there is suspicion, people will speculate. People coming up with all kinds of things. But the government will have to say something about it. What is the actual cause? Let the people know. Moreover, why they have their own way of doing things militarily, the government. I know the Armed Forces of Liberia Command is aware. They have had a couple of discussions. The people responsible for security, military, defense in the legislature, the Senate. But if they do not intervene as quickly as possible, but with caution and wisdom, as Teacher Light said last night, wisdom, it will get unprecedented. Why I say unprecedented? If they delay, the Guineans, they are not people, they are not soldiers that settle for mediocrity. They are ready at any time. The same thing we were concerned, we foresaw this, we're talking it yesterday on Real Talk. You see it today. The guys left. Everybody felt that, oh, Liberia has won. And they were celebrating. Not understanding, not putting at the back of their mind that military people, they're not civilians. They talk less and act at the time they find it necessary. And when they have regrouped, they're coming back with a strong force. So what did we say yesterday? If I were close to the government, tell all the civilians over there to leave from that place for the time being. Get a negotiator. If the government of Liberia does not know, let's assume the government of Liberia does not know. It's just an encroachment, unannounced, just encroach. So you get a negotiator or negotiators to get in there, not on the scene itself, but with the Guinean High Command. If the Guinean High Command is not in the know of what is happening, because mind you now, it's normal. Few soldiers can just take a decision to move in a place and raid and do other things. It doesn't say the high command or the president, who is the commander-in-chief. I don't know how the constitution is, whether Weah is the commander-in-chief, but he is the commander-in-chief because he's the president. That if he isn't in the know, he would then inform the Liberian negotiator that what you are telling me is news, I'm not aware. And immediately he will call for an understanding. If he is aware, he would tell the Liberian negotiator or negotiators why the Guinean soldiers are there. But they left it. It's not the issue of Liberian soldiers, AFL being to the place. That's not the primary concern. We know that AFL, the joint security, have to man the various borders. They have been manning the various borders. So if they weren't there, then insecurity, that what they call dereliction of duty, meaning you abandon your guide post. So anybody can encroach. So AFL, the concern are AFL not there, and no AFL soldier there, no police there, they're not the issue. They have been to that place all along. The main thing is let the nation know what is the reason that those Guinean soldiers will cross from the area into Liberia's territory occupied. That's what the government is not saying. The Guinean government too, they're not saying. So it tells you that there is something in between there. And if they keep it as it is, who knows what the Guinean government is planning next? Who knows what might happen this evening? Who knows what might happen tomorrow? And those guys on that side, the Guinean government has got nothing to lose. We are a subservient country. Guinea is not a subservient country. In every aspect, Guinea has the advantage over Liberia. Militarily, Guinea can overpower. We have 2,000 or even less than 2,000. Look at the people army. Ask for the number. You get on the repository of knowledge called the internet. Ask for Guineans military might. You know, within there is the special force that you can see none of the guys eyeball. Nothing on them you see. They are all predators, ready for the kill at any time. And if the Guinean government say, oh, Liberia government doing X, Y, Z, this and that, you move in there. All our guys will run away. Who wants to get hurt? Who wants to get killed? What kind of military man, what kind of AFL man wants to get killed right now? Wants to lose a life? What kind of PSU wants to lose a life? But those guys, they can risk their life to get anything or do anything. That's what they were trained for. They have to say, because it's been long, all those years, why this time these guys came and took that place? Somebody has to say something. The government owe it to its people. If the people claiming the place because they suspect mineral, they suspect things that they can take advantage of, and it's within Liberia's territory, then you let the people know. If it is something else that the Guinean government knows, that our government do not know, then let it be known. Then both governments can settle it so that it don't affect the citizens, because as we speak, the people living in that surrounding area are the ones who are affected. They are displaced. They are running here and there. They are seeking safe haven where they can get secure shelter. And when those guys get ready to open fire, they go indiscriminate. They are French people. They don't understand English. They don't have time. action is their language. The only language French soldier understands is action. You can be speaking your whatever language, the man is acting. We've seen the thing here in our country, Liberia. Those people came here as part of peacekeeping mission with saw the Guinean soldiers. Why are you talking here and there? They're acting. Before you can finish speaking all your Liberian something, they're done with you. You're feeling pain all over the place and every other thing. And the country have what they call, they say, a gendarme. And now Guinea get a gendarme. That group is dangerous. And when the men say we're sending that platoon to the border, what you can do? What we get? I told you yesterday, the man is still a junta. It's not because you saw that thing called transition. No, that was just a political metamorphosis. That means the man changed from take all the military uniform, put on civilian clothes, then you say president because you saw inauguration, but he still maintains the same instinct, the same power, the same stuff. He maintains everything junta. Under the clothes. When they say this thing has been metamorphosized, what they're telling you is the content remains, but the outer skin is different, but the idea remains. It's just changed by color, but it moves from this level to another, but the content remains. The man is still a junta, ruler, rather. The man is ruthless. That kind of man you take him for joke, then you go sit down there, you're doing all kinds of things. So I impute lay politics into it. But it's a serious thing because it borders on, the two countries are MRU countries. They are two unique countries. With that said, let's put some politics into it. Let's put some politics. The government isn't far-sighted. You see, when you are vindictive, you blindfold yourself of what to come in the future. You wouldn't be discerning. The same way you're saying AFL. When George Weah coming to the country, you're saying AFL. Heavy armed men all over. You're putting all around as if George Weah is a foreigner, or you suspect that George Weah is coming overthrow. The same way you can send army people with different weapons to the airport when George Weah coming, you're sending people there. Let the AFL go there. The same way you can take the police, whether PSU or what can you, you're putting also brandishing different kinds of sophisticated weapons. You take PSU, you take all the police, you can let them go showcase their sophisticated weapons, the new weapons in front of people at the border. You're carried in there. That's the reason they are in the army. That's the reason they are in the force, to curtail, to prevent, to obstruct, to bring under control. You send the AFL there to go flex their muscle. You send the police there to go flex their muscle against those people. They should not flex their muscle. Their police might, their gun might, their military might against opposition. This is our country. We don't want anything, because anything happens, it affects everybody. Equally, when we sign in the political reasoning, don't do this, don't do that, you say no. When there's other person, when an opposition person, you pull all the military people also, you pull the police also, beating people here and there, all kinds of things. You're going to beat the people on that side, you're going to stand in front of Guinea and Shandam. When that man unleash like a special force or forces, you will know. That's why the AFL and other people, then they won't go, they know those people. Those people, they are ruthless. Let me show you one of the guys. Let me show you one of the men. Let me show, please. They are ruthless. Those guys, the Guinean soldiers, they're not for joke. You know, softly thing the people on. Let me show you one of the guys. See the man say you gave her. See the man you gave her. You see one of the men? There's one of the guys. Look at that man. He get hold of you. Where? You gone. You gone. Finish. Finish. See the man go. That man get hold of you. Wow. Your leave with God. You'll be exercising strength against your Weah. I see it. You see one of the guys? You see one of the man? The man just took all his stuff from the face. So you see a man? You see a Guinean soldier? You flex your muscle against opposition politicians. You bring the army out. You take pleasure in beating your own citizens of all kinds simply because they are opposition people. You don't send the AFL there now against those people. Send the police there. Let them go. Let them go put their war tank around. Let them put their water tank on. Let them bring all the sophisticated AKs and other things then that you have. There you go and see. When that man get there, by the time he see it, he unleash that his predator force. You don't know. Let's see here on that. Let's listen again, then we move on to another thing.
So why you expect the people to do? Oh gosh! The people want the student go. Hey! You got to who's about all this? You got to weed. People. The people cross. Now they are shooting guns. So how many people they not kill? So how many people they not kill? I don't know. I can't tell because the guns are always people firing. Echo, what are going to do? Oh my God! So they're shooting in the air or they're shooting at people? Firing. The Guinea cross, the cross will have an armband. The cross will armband for the Guinea. Yeah, the foreign children, if you get a Solomon, there's a vehicle in Solomon that will arm people. I jump from Solomon. Guinean cross was one of their car. That why you saying? The cross will have a member of their children right now. Wow. The hospital right now, they're shooting. We don't know what. Yet we protected them. We make the Guinean soldiers to put their friend down. Okay. We make them to cross by the Guinea. But up to the present time, we can't see police to the borderland. We can't see soldiers to the borderland. Meaning the police never slept to the border? Never. Slept. We slept there. Well. But there were securities that were saying yesterday, according to what we heard. They wouldn't read to Iron, the Terran. Yeah, Vigo. See that Vigo. They Vigo never from Monrovia. Yeah, see that Vigo. I don't know, Father right for that way. There are Vigo here. Then I get to the border. People are running. People firing. The Guineans are firing their guns. The soldiers are firing their guns. What will do? Will develop. So why you expect the people to do? Oh gosh! The people cross. The people want the student go. Hey! You got to who's about all this? You got to weed. People. The people cross. Now they are shooting guns. So how many people they not kill? So how many people they not kill? I don't know. I can't tell because the guns are always people firing. Echo, what are going to do? Oh my God! So they're shooting in the air or they're shooting at people? Firing. The Guinea cross, the cross will have an armband. The cross will armband for the Guinea. Yeah, the foreign children, if you get a Solomon, there's a vehicle in Solomon that will arm people. I jump from Solomon. Guinean cross was one of their car. That why you saying? The cross will have a member of their children right now. Wow. The hospital right now, they're shooting. We don't know what. Yet we protected them. We make the Guinean soldiers to put their friend down. Okay. We make them to cross by the Guinea. But up to the present time, we can't see police to the borderland. We can't see soldiers to the borderland. Meaning the police never slept to the border? Never. We slept. We slept there. Well. But there were securities that were saying yesterday, according to what we heard. They will not run to Iron, the Sharon, Yada Vigo, Sina Vigo, they Vigo never from Monobio, Yada Yada Vigo. I don't know, Father Ryan for the way, Yada Vigo, yeah. We are running. People firing. The Guineans are firing their guns, the soldiers are firing their guns. What will do? Will defend Liberia.
Let's go to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. Well, most of President Boakai officials, as I said a couple of months ago when this assets recovery thing came up, that not a asset recovery, but asset declaration, most of his officials don't respect him. They do not revere him, not at all. They've vowed never to declare their asset, and they challenge Joseph Boakai to take action against them. They see themselves as untouchable, unreachable, and unsanctionable. That's how they see themselves. The head of Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, Councillor Alexandra Zoe, said they made repeated reminder to those defiant government officials that they ought to declare their assets in the time frame as required by law. But they intentionally and unregrettably refused to comply with the law, even though they'll say the law is the law. So now you see the law is only the law when the government is doing something against the opposition. They have decided, according to Councillor Alexandra Zoe, name and shame those defiant Unity Party officials who said they would never declare their assets and Joe Boakai can do nothing to them. Have a listen to Councillor Alexandra Zoe, head of Liberia's Anti-Corruption Commission.
In connection with the investigation conducted by the Commission in the Ministry of State payroll padding case for the period 2018 to 2026, we see intensified awareness and engagement with public officials to declare assets. What we have started doing now, we have started writing them personally. We wrote them personally because in the letter title carry final reminder for asset declaration. After that exercise, under our law and our asset declaration guidelines, we have to issue the new regulation for 2026. But before we issue that new regulation, we will be publishing public officials. Because as I speak to you, even since February 2025, when salaries were withheld, we have some public officials, they swear that they will not declare. People sitting on board members, we have come here, we have consistently on in the press, we have held press conference, we have done awareness exercises, we are going to ministries and agencies and inform them, and we and identify and clarify the positions that were required or that are required to declare assets. But we have some people that just don't care. But we will be publishing this. We will name and shame, we will hold people accountable. And last year saw efforts from the LACC, where we collaborated also with our partners. LACC survived on intelligence information to be able to investigate and prosecute cases. The counties, the UNDP was able to sponsor the LACC to pay. We have people in the counties in different local government agencies and counties that help to send us information. That's why initially here I said we have information of a lot of projects that are uncompleted. These are the outcome of the social accountability officers. This year we're also going to intensify planting more of these officers, intelligence officers in ministries and agencies to be able to get real-time information on corruption as they unfold, so that we can also be able to bring it to the public and also take steps to address it.
The head of Liberia's Anti-Corruption Commission, Councillor Alexandra Zoe. Not a news again, or most of the officials of Unity Party, they've declared their asset. In fact, all the officials of Unity Party, they've declared their asset. They declare their asset by saying, we will never come back to power. We are not coming back to power. That their asset they declare. When they say that, Joe Walker can be happy. He wants to hear that. So they use certain things to bully him. Look, when Joe Walker came to power, and when the instruction was given, it took a long period from public pressure. He was constrained. He was constrained against his will to make a perfunctory announcement that government officials who are not declaring their assets, their pay will be withheld. Beyond that, few of them, they try satisfying him. Beyond those few, from that time to this time, we're talking about almost 2 years. None of them, according to the woman, have declared their assets, even though made any declaration. Even though the commission reminded them, gave them the benefit of the doubt, they said, no, we will never declare our assets. Joe Walker can do nothing to us. Alexandra Zoe is wasting her time. Just as in CDC administration, they were saying the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission is a toothless bulldog. It is the reality today. The Anti-Corruption Commission under Joe Walker is a toothless bulldog. Nobody respecting the commission. Nobody heeding to anything. Alexandra Zoe is just making an announcement. And it looks like the commission is a surrogate or a mercenary group. Go after the opposition, just like the Arab Group is, headed by Edwin Clark Martin. Go after the opposition. You saw it when she released the list, clearing 28 persons. Of those 28, majority of the people clear are Unity Party people. But they opted not to question why those Unity Party people were clear. But because McGill and Emma Glasgow from the opposition, they went against the woman. That do according to what we want. We put you here to go after opposition people. Bring claim against them, even if they are clear. Find something that means to rub the character in the mud so that they will be found guilty. We can say the law is the law. JMB is fighting corruption. The Anti-Corruption Commission under JMB is toothless bulldog, just as they were saying that it's toothless bulldog. It was a toothless bulldog under George Weah. That's what they were saying. These people, senators, representatives, government officials. I am saying it because we heard it. We went to press conferences. They said it to us. They were on radio, talk shows. These Unity Party people lambasting the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. In fact, they started with the removal of Wapudigi. Rescue Senator Darius Dillon, he led that campaign. They supported him to the core. Beyond that, they said the Anti-Corruption Commission was irrelevant. They were even pressing for the dissolution. These Unity Party people in opposition, they were pressing for LACC to be dissolved. They say it was toothless bulldog under George Weah because it was not biting. Ellen fought hard She started the prosecutorial autonomy, giving them the right to prosecute. President Weah comes. He reinforced that. He enhanced it. He strengthened it. That LACC should be independent. They said no. All kinds of things they were saying today. And that's the same thing under their regime. The LACC is toothless bulldog. I just feel for Councillor Alexandra Zoe. She's trying her best, but it can't go anywhere because the commission has turned. They want the commission to work according to their will. Go after opposition people, particularly CDC people. Clear all the other people. We ain't get problem with them. If you clear them, whichever way, no problem. But once it's CDC, anybody within CDC, Councillor Alexandra Zoe, do as we want. Make sure you indict them. Even if there is no probable cause for indictment, find something to bring against them. Because we won't see them going to jail. We won't hear a guilty verdict. So we'll continue to say the law is the law. JMB is working. JMB is fighting corruption. Look what Teacher Lai was saying last night about this guy, Philip Kanga. The cold bomb came on my skin when I heard that thing. And I soon realized that they have nothing to do. How can Joseph Yeman Boaka, who calls himself the president of the country and fighting graft, will accept a man's resignation who was accused of stealing, subjecting, dehumanizing his staff, which is criminal to the core, and is what prosecution? When Teacher Light was highlighting that thing last night, you know what came to mind? I said, okay, you see, that's the same thing. If that was an opposition person, forget it. Philip Kanga, it is my understanding that he is related to Pro Tem Yombli Kanga Lawrence. I am told by my intel that he is the brother, biological brother to Yombli Kanga Lawrence. And Yombli Kanga Lawrence will not sit as Pro Tem of the Liberian Senate, the most powerful woman in Liberia now, see her brother being prosecuted. So they say resign. Then they say president accepts resignation. But if that was an opposition person, particularly from the CDC, you're going to hear that the case has gone to LACC, the president has ordered, the president had did, the president had died, the president had died to that person. Should Philip Kanga be allowed to go where it only defeats everything the fight against corruption in Joe Boaka government? That's what it shows. Every day they expose themselves. Every day. It tells you now that they have a target that only CDC people they will go after. You can see the vindictive nature of JMB. And at the same time, guess what? God is exposing. When you have grudge against a certain person or certain people who have nothing against you, God fights on behalf of those innocent people, those grudgeless people. God comes in defense of them. That's why he said, vengeance is mine. Do not pay back evil. Leave it with me. And how he does it? He starts with exposure. Exposing you. In your own house, he starts to expose all of those malfeasance and corruption and every other thing in your own house. And you wouldn't have the face to tell anybody about corruption. The government is fixated on clamping down on the opposition. The government fight or corruption fight is targeted at the opposition and protecting their own. And you think the United Party can be successful in the fight against corruption? Listen, President Boaka can never ever be successful because it is evident, it is clear that it is done on grudge ground. That he's targeting certain people, and those certain people are people who work in George Weah government. his own people are allegedly stealing. Look at Finlay Kanga. That was prosecution. Then the man resigned and said, President accepts on what Joe Barker should not have accepted, but because the Yombli Kanga Lawrence brother, a family dynasty, the Yombli Kanga brother. Her brother, I am told that he is the biological brother to the protein. So politically, they say, my man, just write letter and go sit down, yeah? Lead that thing. LRB. One senator, I think he is a senator or representative. I don't think he's in the legislature again, but he was there during Weah's era. And corruption came out. It was something happened, and it was all over the place here and there. When they called him up to get his input, hear what he said. He said, Liberia political culture is so complicated to the extent that no government can fight corruption in this country. That's what he said. He said the culture is so complicated that no government can fight corruption. And people who were listening at the time, especially those who were in the opposition, they felt that he was saying something not normal, that it was possible to fight corruption, but that the Weah government was not fighting corruption. Here we are, the same thing. These are some of the things I want to believe that he was looking at when he used the word complicated. Because listen, they say he who comes to equity must come with clean hand. Meaning before you accuse anybody, you must be the cleanest. You must be the cleanest person. You should be spotless. You should have no stain. That's what God meant also when he said, he who has not sinned, let him be the first to throw the stone. If you think speck is in your brother's eye, you want him to take it out, you must firstly check yourself. You must be the cleanest person so that nobody capitalizes on the stain they see on you and use it against you. Let's stop this vindictive nature in our country. It's not good at all. It's not good. It hasn't helped this country. It cannot take this country anywhere. No. A country is never developed on a grudge-driven path. Once it is not a sedition, it should not be another person. Once it is not an MPC person, it should not be. Once it is not CMC person, it should not be. Let it be only unity party. Only unity party. Your expression, your cliche, your anthem, we are not coming back. We are not coming back. That's what exposing your soul. Oh, day we can hear our ear. We are not coming back. We are not coming back. We will never be president yet. As if you people are the only ones who have the vote. Everybody has one vote. Today is Decoration Day. And prior to today, the police gave a caution. They gave a caution that nobody should go drinking, engaging in wine drinking. I think the police was not wrong at all. They tried to keep the atmosphere in a way that there will not be loose behavior, uncontrollable behavior, accident, this person doing this to himself or that person. I think the caution was just for people's safety, because most people, year in, year out, they use alcohol or drinking alcohol or decoration day for those kinds of loose activities, uncontrollable. It is against that backdrop, I think they try to give that caution that people, I don't think they were infringing on anybody's right, because it is not a law. There is not a legislation or no legislation when in place that on decoration day nobody drinks alcohol. That's why I'm using the word caution, which is simply to advise expressly. People are still drinking, but they drinking from inside, they come outside. But that why outdoor drinking here and there causing all kinds of problems, I think the police was right to sound that caution. It's not bad to keep yourself safe, because you will do some things and you get so overwhelmed with it, and then you do it uncontrollably. I wasn't bad, but there are people who they took their lating inside before coming outside. It's just hard to control human behavior. So both took their stuff. So we have this holiday, as I've always said, the legislature, the lawmakers will have to take this into consideration. Look at some of the holidays. Look at some of those days, whether they are necessary to stay on as holidays or they should be repealed. Or some of the holidays can be synchronized. That means you take 2, 3, 4, 5 holidays, you just put them in one instead of separate. There are holidays just not necessary. They are obsolete. They outlive the purpose for which it was enacted, or they were enacted or legislated. So the lawmakers, we would think that you need to look at some of those holidays and see those ones that can be repealed or deleted from our Constitution. You have the right to do that. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf went to y'all. She said you people should amend or modify Article 27B. So you guys can look within yourselves too and say, we need to make amendment to some of these holidays. We need to make changes. Rather, we need to look at which one should be on, which one should go. Put all of the holidays together. You will find most of them not necessary. One of them is today, Decoration Day. This day, in my opinion, is not necessary. This is my candid opinion. It doesn't impede or infringes on your opinion. Your opinion could be that let it stay on. Whatever the reasons you got. But I don't think that I need to wait 9 months to pass before, or 9 months should come before I go to clean grave. For others, it's necessary, and I respect your opinion. But I don't think, personally, we don't need to wait 9 months before a grave is cleaned. One of the reasons we have this, it's because people bury it indiscriminately. No organization. So if the legislature or the people of this country, because you can petition your lawmakers too if they don't see it, but let's take it from the angle that they have no reason to remove Decoration Day. Then you want to develop an idea by which you can have a system barrier, organized barrier. What that means is it will be by demarcation. Like you have Kaiser, you see how Kaiser is organized, and you have several cemeteries around here like that. Then people just go into a given place, they see land on the side, they start digging, somebody sell it to them. The poor look on the other side, lay space there, they dig. When you have a system, organized grave site, the people you don't need 9 months to go there. Every day is clean because the people will keep it clean. Because every dime you pay within that burial amount, there is the money there for cleaning your loved one grave. You pay the tax for it. That's what they do in other countries. But no, you passing through behind somebody's house, 2-3 graveyard, or graves. You pass on the other side, 4 or 5 graves. So you walking, you don't care for you step in grave. Graveyard demolishing lands now. Graveyard taking lands. Graveyard encroaching. Go around the city, go around the suburb, see. Some people, they living with the dead. They're the graveyard, their houses there. Because small selling. It's not fenced. When you have something organized, you don't need 9 months. The people, what they don't know, they will take after 2 months, they clean a place. After 3 months, they clean. You don't need to go there. Some of the days just not necessary. These holidays. We have another one ahead of us, but that is the first president of Liberia. So you need that. You need that. You have fast and prayer. You don't need fast and prayer as holiday. The Constitution said this is a secular state. You don't need that. Fast and pray for what? The country don't fast. The country don't pray. Individuals pray. Individuals fast. The framers of the Constitution placed that there for institutional purpose. Read that line. But the country don't assemble as a country, as an institution. What you need fast and prayer for? You need fast and prayer in a country that is divisive, that is grudge-driven. You don't need fast and prayer. Fast means you put XYZ before God. You pray about it. You put it before him with the purpose that you are not. So you have a country. The current president does not speak to his predecessor. You have a government that is vindictive against the opposition. You have a lot more happening. The president, who is seen as the chief reconciler, he has become a de-reconciler. Do you need fast and prayer? The president called a service called breakfast service. Those he wanted to invite, he told his people to invite. Then Yomli Kanga Lawrence, at the close of everything, God's conscience breaking them, say next year, breakfast, we invite the former president, George Weah, to have all presidents and current presidents together. Do you need fast and prayer for that? A fast and prayer not necessary. You fast and you pray to rid yourself of bitterness, of hate, of grudge, of malice. That's why James asked the question. It wasn't a rhetorical question. It was a straitjacket question. James asked, where are all these coming from amongst you? Malice, grudge, hate. Meaning, you cannot be a Christian. These characters are not characteristics of Jesus Christ, and not characteristics of God. How can you be a Christian president? You keep grudge. How can you be a Christian pro tem? You keep grudge. How can you be a Christian speaker? You keep grudge. You don't need anything called fast and prayer day as holiday. Just to drain the country down economically. The country, do you know how many millions of dollars the country loses every holiday? Do you know how many millions, the millions of dollars that the country today cannot generate because they have this thing called Decoration Day? Go to memorialize the dead. Anyway, that's it. And if you went to memorialize and you engage in spiritism, may I say to you, when you start experiencing all kind of funny thing in your house, in your office, at your business center, don't say anybody wishing you. Don't say anybody wishing you. You carry your own demon in your house. Spiritism is where you go to the graveyard and you believe that the person is alive. So you start to talk. When you're talking to the grave, you believe that that person, you believe that the person, how should I say, you believe that it's not a dead frame over there, not a frame, but a human being. So you're communicating. Within that, there is something called necromancy. At the close of the day, you know what's going to happen? You're invoking the spirit that hovers that place. It gets into you. The body is a frame. The body can be possessed by anything. When you open up the body for possession, it will possess. You leave the grave. You go home now. You think that you are more spiritual based on what you did. After a certain time, you're sleeping, you're having terrible dreams. You're in your office, things are happening. In your house, you just can't understand. Different things. Then the next thing, you run into pastor, or you call him pastor. Oh, since I came from the decoration day, I went to clean my days, I can't understand. I just feeling miserable. I just really want to lay down to sleep and just, pastor, I just having terrible dream, all kinds of things. Just then the pastor tune up for him to tell you that you took demon with you. He say, oh, do that. That what can happen. So I'm just advising you, if you went to clean up and you did that, just know that you carry demon in your house, you carry demon in your office, you carry demon in your business center until you can rid yourself from it. But if you do it, if you engage in spiritism, then nothing going to happen. God's spirit will be with you. I see you. That's it. Today, holiday. So let's go. Let's go. Let's read a few comments. Then we go to the line. Emmanuel Broad writes, this border crisis in Weah County is a major problem for the Buaka's government. How the government will deal with it, it is unclear and yet remains to be seen. Right. Brooks Kanga, JMB is not serious for this country. Liberia is fawning under this government. Clady Allison, oh my God, this Guinea situation is worrisome, man. Where is the 40 plenty years experienced president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia? He's here, Clady. Paris Lobot, the government is preparing to send all 137 yellow machines they brought into the country. Well, carrying it where now to Guinea. Now Guinea was that Bashi will go saw the tea. Thank you, man. Very. Okay, Buaka Meneo. Cecilia Yakpaulo, I think Buakai will take the yellow machine. T-Max Zagenberg Weah says, so run away security force we get in Liberia. They say the first law of nature is self-preservation. Amara Kamara, military delay is a dangerous risk. Liberia needs to act now. A Valikora, the NSA budget that was increased, it is time to prove their function. Shame on us in that country. Claudio asks again, so what is the Liberian government doing about this Guinea situation? They own it. They own it, Claudio. They have not left it. Philip Tamba, God is not making new land, so Guineans are taking over their land, over the land. All right. Rita Hart, so what is Joseph Boakai and his criminals saying now about this situation? Rita, don't mind that, man. Who told you they didn't resolve, then the people came back today? Politics different from militarism. All right. So let's go to the lines. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 980 375, the women's line. Before then, let's hear our man again.
So why you expect the people to do? So how many people they not kill? So how many people they not kill? I don't know. I can't tell because the guns are always people foreign. Echo, what are going to do? Oh my God! So they're shooting in the air or they're shooting at people? Foreign. The Guinea cross, the cross will have an armament. The cross will armament for the Guinea. Yeah, the forest was the Nana. If you get a Solomon, there's a vehicle in Solomon that will arm people. I jump from Solomon. Guinean cross was one of their car. That why you saying? The cross will have a member of their children right now. Wow. The hospital right now, they're shooting. We don't know what. Yet we protected them. We made the Guinean soldiers to put their friend down.
Okay.
We made them to cross by the Guinea. But up to the present time, we can't see police to the borderland. We can't see soldiers to the borderland.
Meaning the police never slept to the border?
Never.
Where was that last night?
We slept there. Well.
But there were securities that were saying yesterday, according to what we heard.
They wouldn't read to Iron, the Sharon, Yada Vigo, Sida Vigo, they Vigo never from Monobio, Yada Sida Vigo, and then the father right for the way, Yada Vigo, yeah. Then Yada get to the border.
People are running.
People firing. The Guineans are firing their guns, the soldiers are firing their guns. What will do? Yada will defend Liberia.
Let's go now. You can have your say so that we are out of here. Hello.
Hello, sir, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
This is Sunday G. Miles. You see how disgraceful and shameful it is to this government for a surveillance net to say we defended Liberia against military soldiers from Guinea, where I had the joint security. So now the unity to the Bagaga, AFL to go man, King George, Deer Mountain, the concession area, Gago Commerce PSU to get a late court. Because they paying their second and at the end of the day, they can go to the police and stand to the concession area and leave our very border vulnerable. It's so shameful for us to say we defended Liberia against the Guinean soldier. So when no police, you can see AFL running behind the go B. When the type of protest when John Weah coming and they take AFL and deploy there, that's the type of country we found ourselves in, St. Andrew. I don't know what to say.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, St. Andrew.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah. This is Wilson Sabato calling from Jigota Ria, District 2. St. Andrew, you see what God can do. What I mean, be more there, start behind you now. They start behind you because of the horse, the people couple, the people down for Guinea people to bring the soldiers. Where are soldiers? What the hell do you know? Those are controlling the Liberia. Why then? They can't even talk. We live inside you, St. Andrew. We live inside you. Let God bless you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, Sabato. Hello.
Yeah. St. Andrew?
Yes.
This is my man. We are coming back 2020 now, calling from State Street. Yes, St. Andrew, the one very wanted. Because where is the army now? Or where is the common police? Because we can't hardly see the army officer. But when they say surveillance, somewhere you see all their guns. Time for demolition, you see all their guns officer.
But then the army at the border.
That who there now?
The army just can come outside it out.
And they get the police there.
Mm-hmm.
They get the immigration there.
Yeah.
That's why I say where is the police now? Because we can't see a passenger we're gone. Only the police all day in the street walking fearful and with some of them you were afraid. You think war fighting in the country, you can't even see their faces. Where are these police then? With a new guns? They can't go to the border. Only surveillance has to go there. And sometimes, where are we going? The country in trouble, St. Andrew. We pray nothing big should happen because we're in trouble. With Joseph Waka government. But we pray by the grace of God that nothing should happen. Because why I'm convinced that Joseph Waka know about that land. When they were getting who Guinea government, I that they will get Liberia because. So maybe like they did that is fine. So now come for their land. But he will not come out to say it's that. Now I think thank you, Van.
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
people of St. Andrews. You always admire us when it comes to the way you speak on national issues, especially in the interest of our beloved country and the safety of our country. So you have my undiluted salutation, people of Andrew. But for the recognition, I'm Pocat Robert, and I join you this evening for an unknown destination. People of Andrew, you see how when you get a reckless, very reckless government in power, tell the leader, you see how people suffer? You see how people suffer and they die in perpetual, how they call it, or stigmatization, not stigmatization, but marginalization. You see how people suffer, people Andrew? You got correctly ping le como. Correctly ping le como was there, say he was defending the state, beating our lawmakers, instructing a malnourished police to beat on our lawmakers. Today, you got the Guinean people are treating and my our citizen. Why a correctly ping le como? Why a correctly ping le como? When you say you men now, it is time for you to go to the border and go defend our law. But you know, when you got such a flabbergasted idiot, I repeat, when you get such a flabbergasted idiot in power, this is how you see the reply of the incompetency and the very reckless and ruthless behavior. But the conclusion, people say to we will not allow Mr. Prakat to drive our country into the dark days. We are calling Mr. Prakat now. We took the matter authority to defend the Liberian people and defend the integrity and the credibility of our country. Now our people, you get a loafer and a foya president in power. But get what happened now? The people of Foya suffering. The people of Foya have been marginal. They have been put on last. Where is the Foya president? Where is this Foya president? This flabbergasted Foya president. Where is he?
All right, Poga Roberts. Hello.
Hello. Good
afternoon.
Thank you very much. This is the common board chairman. I'm T1P Willie joining from Southern District 4. Mr. Andrew is a one-hand careful and another side a funny. You heard that guy in the interview, and the interviewer interviewing, saw the police guy say, the car came from over, you go to the bullet. Rather when another man say, they're running away. So it means the surveillance are calling on security forces to go to defend us, and they are running from that responsibility. But if you are going to say people protesting to a concession area, they will carry tear gas, they will carry grenade, gun, whatsoever you think about to go against their own citizens. Where are you, Mr. Como? Nelson Freeman, 113. Are you people can be fine people, tear gas, fine people, live ammunition? Where are you people? Where the army? If the army don't want to defend us again, they better carry on conscription so that some of them come, and take on a defensive posture to defend this motherland. Because AFL man, NFL man, all of you are getting a big budget. The only reason you're getting a big budget and getting a big money is because we got a country called Liberia. And I carry the territorial integrity of this country, defending it, I'm talking about. Stop enjoying the comfort of your air-conditioned office. Get on your feet now and all of Liberia is in a kind of emergency situation. Lord, make what I'm calling for of Father Minister to be someone and blazing by the jail. Please, Momo Saros, you are heading the defense committee. You guys need to add your serious. Your purport to be a serious government. This is a serious time. Please, for once, you are serious and start using the word serious as a cliche without acting serious. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Andrews. I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from a Popo Kono, down Coast Spoon Hill, Winter community. Mr. Andrews, thank you this afternoon for this discussion. But in my mind, Mr. Andrew, this is troubling for our country. The last time I checked, I saw Gregory Como deploying heavy artillery on the Capitol building for beating them entering the Capitol building to speak to their deputies. The last time I checked, I saw Gregory Kokoma and the EFL deploying at the Rabo International Airport to obstruct the assembling of ordinary civilians at the Rabo International Airport to welcome their leader. Today, our civilians have fallen prey to intrusion, yet we are yet to see any of these arsenal being deployed at the border. In my mind, this is the gross incompetency of this government And President Boakai needs to wake up to address it. If he cannot address this, in my mind, somebody must pay the price. Because today, a Liberian has been falling victim to the incursion on our border in Lofa County. This is a territorial eviction, and somebody must pay for the price. Mr. Andrew, the government has shown that they are not competent to protect us, the ordinary people. Only we, the civilians, they can use all of their action on to suppress us and to keep up perpetually silent. And this is not good for our democracy. Mr. Boakai must wake up to protect us and defend us. This is what you took over to protect us. Thank you very much for always giving us the opportunity to make our voice on national issues. Thank you, Mr. Andrew.
Hello.
Hello. This is JT calling from Kawa. Thank you for the fascinating discussion. All what you are seeing relating to Guinea soldiers crossing to the border, I thought we said it a few times. People were training people around here. And like the people that were training people around here, that they meet people that send them, they didn't want access, government post up to the people that decided to train people here. So they meet people and they try to find out me because they not see serious action from the government. So that's why they're trying to cross the border. So they are trying to encroach on the Liberian land. Liberians should see reason. We should not even though that the government responsibility. But as citizens too, we need a contract with the government to be able to put their feet to fire that way. Immediately take effect or take decision and go to the border there to get our country safe. Thank you.
All right, Chief. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, please let the friends say the neither West to Wisa, one of Liberia's legitimate owners are joining from Central Virginia. You know, Mr. Andrew, this thing that is training is too demeaning, too reproachful and embarrassing. We are not trying to divide ourselves because we are a civilian and the people on our side are loyalists of President Boakai or whatever. That's not it. But that's the country of the sitting president that the incursion is taking place on. And that's the very country that supported him highly. The people that conglomerated behind him to bring you to power today, they are the ones that are being like abused today. What is the security? Where are they? They will be in a place here, Liberia will be abused by other people right before their eyes, and they say that's society as though they are not here. See how embarrassing this thing is? See how demeaning it is? It didn't happen yesterday, and people all over social media, even some of those of the very security themselves, they were applauding the young man for braving the storm and remounting Liberian flag. Now the people come back again this morning, they shot somebody, break the person, let the person in critical condition. That's an affront to our sovereignty. Why is the essence of having military so when is it an everybody for themselves go for us coming with you now? They will wait here until they will hear that. President, we are going outside the country when he's coming back before they will carry all their military to the airport. That's the time they know that they are military for this country. They will wait until some foreign people will start to abuse our people at King George when they put that to fight for their right, then they will go there and kill the people with the gun. When they hear that about the protest, that's the time you see Gregor Kromer will give all of the big machinery guns to a man that will be on social media trying to portray and intimidate people. What is the essence? If they have the mass official in all, they have boss, they should go to the place, they go meet their friend, man. That's the reason for which you pay them. That's the reason for which our taxpayer money has been given to them. Not for them to be intimidated and killing our own people in this place.
All right,
Chief. It's so reproachful, man. Lastly, if I can leave the lamb, my brother, they all men that were masquerading all around here calling himself Jack Bishop Blai, who claimed to be a security expert our social media. Let you go there, he follow and the armed forces go reclaim our land. Thank you, man.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, Sir Andrew.
Yes.
Good afternoon to our listeners. Thank you for the topic on the discussion. I'm Joseph UC. I'm calling from Defensive Wave Drive. I want to tell you thank you very much for enlightening Liberian people, St. Andrew. Thank you for the work that you are doing for us. My point here is I want to know, as you said from the beginning, is the reason of which the Guineans are crossing over to Liberia to kill or fight our people. We want to know the reason. We want the government to come and inform us or to let us know. Let the Guinea government or president come, let them sit on their table what is happening to let the innocent people know. But they should not do it under tension and pressure by running behind poor people
running behind people who are, finding daily bread for themselves, here and then crossing here and there, holding their bayonet, their gun start with grenade, firing all around, running behind, innocent people and civilians in Lofa County. We want this government, we want President Walker to get on his feet now, to rise up to the issue and then know and let us know what's happening, what is unfolding. We want to know. Because it's scary. You yourself, where you are now, you don't know the reason. I don't know the reason. The Liberia does not know the reason because nobody to address her. Where is the Internal Affairs Minister? Where is our Foreign Minister? Where is the Communication Director to Ministry of Defense? What are they communicating? What are they doing on behalf of the nation? We want them to come on and rise up to the issue. Even those are all security in the house there. Those are all security committee. Let them organize themselves and get at the border there or get to the Guinea government or the president to know what is unfolding. Because they is worrisome. They is very worrisome to what is happening in Lofa there.
All right, Chief.
You see? So thank you very much for holding me the platform.
Hello. Change, just walk a few seconds from where you are so that you come in clear. You are on the air, Chief. You want to speak? You're not saying anything. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew. This is Peter, sir. But Mr. Andrew, let fight be told. The reason we have armed forces in Liberia is to protect our borders. If our borders will be constantly invaded by foreign forces, it means the essence of having a budget for AFL and paying them is a waste. I am calling on David Foley to resign because as a chief of staff of the armed forces of Liberia, he has failed us. Saying that this incident has been taking place over time, that there was no intervention. We have not heard anything. Look, the AFL is just acting this is not anomaly. We are not at normal time. For you to see a foreign nation bringing their guns, crossing your territory, coming in deep. The AFL is going for months. The AFL can respond. It means there is no essence for having AFL. We didn't get that green uniform and no boot to wear and buy around Monrovia and look for girlfriend because they are the bigger boys in town. When they wear that uniform, all the girls in time for them. No. AFL are in country to die for that flag. Look, there is an opportunity now in Lofa. Please seize that moment. David Foley, you gotta resign. I'm disappointed as a Liberian in David Foley. He's now a good chief of staff. Even Geraldine, whoever she calls herself, Geraldine Joy or whoever, you people gotta go. You gotta resign. You are only representing Liberia. Our territory and integrity have never been defied and being, treated, humiliated like it is being done. So for that, you are the heads that need to roll. The Brian muscle that courage to tell you people, you gotta go. You are useless in Liberia. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, how are you?
Fine.
Andrew. Yeah, Reverend Amos Kenglata calling from Doylestown, Lower my civic content.
Let's hear you, Reverend.
Yeah, we had to pray because this is a song, a warning song that the government is not even taking serious. Because if you see somebody brave leaving from that territory, entering into another man's territory, it means that they are challenging you, they giving you warning, so that if you are not shown remote or come out to say, no, we can't allow you to come here, then give them the ground to come in your land and clean whatsoever thing that they want to do there. And that was happening. I heard somebody saying that the information minister gave warning that nobody will give any information contrary to what the government would say. So all the information that's coming from that, they are not getting it. We need to be careful. We need to be careful. What is happening is a warning sign. Thank you.
Okay, Pastor.
So why you expect the people to do? Oh gosh, the people boss, the people want the student goal. Hey, you tell them who's about all this. You tell them we are the people. We are the people boss. Now they are shooting guns. So how many people they not kill? So how many people they not kill? I don't know. I can't tell because the guns are always people foreign. What are going to do here? Oh my God.
So they're shooting in the air or they're shooting at people?
Foreign. The Guinea cross, the core will have an armband.
The core will armband for the Guinea.
Yeah, the foreign children, the Nana, if you get a Solomon, there's a vehicle in Solomon that will arm people. I jump from Solomon.
Guinean cross were one of their car, that why you saying?
The core will have a member of their children right now. And the spiritual right now, they're shooting. We don't know what, yet we protected them. We make the Guinean soldiers to put their flag down.
Okay.
And we make them to cross by the Guinea. But up to the present time, we can't see police to the borderland. We can't see soldiers to the borderland.
Meaning the police never slept to the border?
Never.
Where
we slept there. Well.
But there were securities that were saying yesterday, according to what we heard.
They wouldn't read to Iron, the Sharon. Yada Vigo. See that Vigo. They Vigo never from Monrovia. Yada, yes, see that Vigo. I don't know, Father Rice, where they be. Yada Vigo, yeah. Yada get to the border.
Running.
People firing.
So why you expect the people to do?
Oh gosh, the people boss. The people want the shooting goal. Hey, you tell them who's about all this. You tell them we are the people. We are the people cross. Now they are shooting guns.
So how many people they not kill? So how many people they not kill?
I don't know. I can't tell because the guns are always people firing. What are going to do here? Oh my God.
So they're shooting in the air or they're shooting at people?
Foreign. The Guinea cross, the core will have an armband.
The core will armband for the Guinea.
Yeah, the foreign children, the Nana, if you get a Solomon, there's a vehicle in Solomon that will arm people. I jump from Solomon.
Guinean cross were one of their car, that why you saying?
The core will have a member of their children right now. And the spiritual right now, they're shooting. We don't know what, yet we protected them. We make the Guinean soldiers to put their flag down.
Okay.
And we make them to cross by the Guinea. But up to the present time, we can't see police to the borderland. We can't see soldiers to the borderland.
Meaning the police never slept to the border?
Never.
Where slept?
We slept there. Well.
But there were securities that were saying yesterday, according to what we heard.
They wouldn't read to Iron, the Sharon. Yada Vigo. See that Vigo. They Vigo never from Monrovia. Yada, yes, see that Vigo. I don't know, Father Rice, where they're firing. The Guineans are firing their guns. The soldiers are firing their guns. What will do?
On the mind are saying that there will be no war in Liberia.
All right, so let's go to the point, right? At this point, there was a rumor yesterday that the Guinea army raised or they hosted their flag yesterday. Tell about that incident.
Yes, thank you very much. And for that again, you have come strictly to the point. And I will tell you that again. Yesterday again, like they say, I was speaking here presently. I was here present, and I to quote, and I did. The people came and hosted their flag where the Liberian pole was hosted. The people came and condemned our flag.
All right, so let me ask a question there. Is it that Liberian flag was posted on the pole because there's a flag pole? Is it they took the Liberian flag down and posted their flag there, or they planted their own flag?
Where the Liberian flag pole was planted, they did their own flag too. Our own were not posted to be bold and tell the world, to be bold and tell the nation, and to the audience, the other people that are listening to us. Our flag were not posted.
So what I'm understanding that the people came before the working time of the immigration. Because the immigration opposed the flag. So that means they came before the time the flag can be revoked. Is that what you say?
Exactly.
So because of that, they posted their flag before Liberia.
No, they didn't do so. The people came unknowing to John secreted the immigration. They met the immigration on ground, but they said that the land belonged to them. So therefore, according to the meeting they had with the minister, they said the land belonged to them and they hosted the flag.
Okay, so my point is, was the Liberian flag up? They took it down and post there, or there was no flag up? That's what I'm saying.
And I will tell you this, I will not misleading the information to the public. It's no Liberian.
What are you saying no to? No flag was up, right?
No flag was up. No Liberian flag was up.
So that means the hosted the flag before the time of the hosting of the Liberian flag. That's what we're saying.
Exactly so.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's why.
Okay, tell us after hosting the flag, what happened after the next incident?
All right, after hosting the flag, the concerned citizen before reaching to.
Hold on 1 minute. What are you saying? Huh? The what? From him? You ask? After my interview, don't pause my interview. Don't allow me to go do hide anything. After my interview, I will ask you against available. Right? This is my media. I will allow all of you to ask your question. Okay, so after hosting the flag by the Guineans, what happens?
By concerned citizen of 4 they came around, but they said that the bill was funded.
No, don't think that way.